It's now time for another edition of Primetime Players. We asked our ESPN NBA experts to rank the best 15 players in the NBA right now. We kicked off the list with Jimmy Butler at number 15. Number 14 is the answer to our trivia question. This former All-Star MVP has 6 All-Star appearances since entering the league in 2011. So who could it be? Take a listen.
Next up on our First Take NBA Primetime Players ranking is Kyrie Irving.
Irving, mesmerizing.
Despite only playing 20 games this season, Irving recorded 2 50-point games, one of 4 players this season with multiple such games.
He is putting on a show. It's just silly.
After being drafted first overall out of Duke, he has won Rookie of the Year, an NBA title, and an Olympic gold medal.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Player number 14, Nets guard Kyrie Irving.
All right, you heard it. Number 14, Kyrie Irving. Max Kellerman, you are up first. What is one word to describe Kyrie?
Radioactive. Kyrie is radioactive. Look, I've said he's the most skillful player in the history of basketball. I don't mean he has the wisdom as to know when to deploy his skills, how much of it and when. That wisdom he does not yet have to the extent that some of the greatest players ever had. But skills-wise, when you include the handles, the shot, the finishing in the paint, what doesn't he do? Passing, I mean, he is a great, on the offensive end, as skillful a player as ever existed. So he has a lot of power there. But what radioactive actually means is you have an unstable nucleus. If you harness that energy, you have, nuclear energy, which can be an incredibly good thing. And LeBron James was able to harness that energy and help use Kyrie to beat the Warriors Game 7 at Oracle the year the Warriors won 73 games. But left without someone who knows how to harness that energy, and that includes Kyrie himself, he can have a destructive, the kind of instability, can have of the nucleus of the team, can have a destructive, a deleterious effect on the team. I give you first the Celtics and then the Brooklyn Nets. In both instances, you took a talent like Kyrie off the team and they actually got better. That should never happen. Incredibly powerful, but not fully stable enough to really harness that power all the time. Radioactive.
Well, thank you, Dr. Phil Kellerman. I really, really appreciate that psychological breakdown. I'm so touched by it. My word would be special because the brother is special. It's not just that he's averaging 27. There are a lot of good basketball players in the NBA. Very few are great. He's one of the great ones. Then you take into account the fact that he is a showstopper. He is box office. Kyrie Irving, you walk through the turnstiles to watch the show that this brother is capable of putting on. As you said, Max, in the past, he might have the greatest handle in the history of basketball. This is a league that has had Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Nate Tiny Archibald, etc. And you might say that Kyrie Irving has the greatest handle in the history of basketball. Let me not forget Chris Paul, too. All right, still, Kyrie Irving is that kind of dude. Radioactive and all of that stuff, you can use that. My response would be the Boston situation is an example. He didn't handle a lot of things in terms of his personal life so well that particular year, no doubt about that. Last year, you walk into a new situation, new guys. Kenny Atkinson was somebody that they liked, but a lot of guys didn't believe in and should have been and didn't believe should have been the head coach. And lo and behold, he is gone. Jacques Vaughn was your interim coach for 2 games. He was 2-0, but he ain't gonna be the damn head coach of the Brooklyn Nets next season. It'll probably be Ty Lue or Mark Jackson. Ty Lue would be the front runner there if they're smart. And so when you look at it from that perspective, when we talk about the Brooklyn Nets and what the expectations are, it's the combination of Kevin Durant with Kyrie Irving. He is special. Is it ideal? Could he have worked things out with LeBron and stayed in Cleveland? Yes. But did it prevent them from getting a championship? No, it did not. They won a title. He finished the deal. Oh, by the way, in the two finals that – hold on, wait a minute. In the two finals that he was there, he averaged 27 and 29 respectively, if I remember correctly. He was that elite, okay? So when I look at him, I'm saying, yeah, you can say radioactive. I can't summarily poo-poo that. I get all that. But the bottom line is this brother is so special of a talent. He is box office. You walk through the turnstiles to watch him. He's electrifying. He's skilled. And by the way, he's a champion too. We can't forget all of that. I think special should usurp radioactive.
LeBron knew how to harness that material, knew how to harness the energy and focus it. That's what I'm saying, Stephen A. Absent a LeBron presence or a coach who Kyrie really buys into, he's going to have a negative effect on a team. We've seen it too often, and that should never happen because you say that I've sat up here and said he might have the best handles of all time. I took it much further than that. Stephen A., even in this segment, I think he might be the most skillful offensive player of all time. I'm talking about pure skills because on the one hand, you have to acknowledge the handles might be the best ever. It's right up there if it's not number one. And now of all those players with handles, who could shoot like Kyrie? Well, then you go Steph. Steph could certainly shoot like Kyrie. Who could finish in the paint like Kyrie? Huh?
Well, let me ask you this question to give you the answer to end this segment. You're the same guy, Max Kellerman, that pointed out that's like you're saying about LeBron harnessing that. You also said that LeBron could have done a better job to keep Kyrie from leaving to begin with as well. So what about that?
Radioactive materials, hard to handle, brother.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. That's consistent with radioactive. I understand. Okay.